What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It's me. It's Andrew Faubert here with North Sports, ready to give you episode 6 and, of course, the mock draft 3.0, which is what a few people have been looking for. I know you have. So let me just get everything going, and then we will have a little bit of fun, ladies and gentlemen, as always. First things first, episode 6. We got some big news at the end of the episode today, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, it's a big news. Not expected, that's for sure, but it's here. Big news is here, ladies and gentlemen. I cannot wait to tell you that. I'm just waiting for, let's try this here. For some odd reason, the laptop is always the last thing to work. So, but I mean, it's also what happens when you have crap internet. So what we do is we go, boom. There we go. Bum bum, episode 6. Post, just like that. Boom. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast. It is I, Mr. Faubert. Mr. Faubert. I don't really know how to start this one, actually. This is, like I said, I got some big news, but I want to save it for the end of the show, because that's just the way it is. The other side of it here, I'm going to post a picture. I wonder if I can get to them here. Nope, I can't. Oh well. I'm going to have to get the mock draft up there. Boom. Boom. Come on. Give me my mock draft. This is such a bad way to start a podcast. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking the mock draft, but before we start doing that, you know how to follow me at Andrew_Faubert on Twitter, or you look for North Sports, look for that logo, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, sir. And you'll find me making sure that Kevin Durant is staying home, making sure that Jameis 1 of 1 is being held accountable for saying some stupid stuff. Basically making sure that the world of Twitter is smartening up and always being the way that it's supposed to be. Drop a like, drop the share. You want to win the package of cards that we got? The cards are on the other side right now. I've kind of kept them away because, like I said, the way that everything's been going lately, seemed a little wrong to buy some cards and then, go from there and give them away. If you guys have anything else that you think would be a good idea to give away in this type of show, please let me know in the comments below. Send me a message, whatever. We are still going to give those cards out. We just have to find an appropriate time through this type of pandemic. So let's get right into it. I don't really have too much for notes. I just have a mock draft, couple of news, and showing everyone and where your team is going to go. There was one tweet that got dropped yesterday or the day before. Ian Rappaport retweeted it. Someone saying that all these coaches and GMs and owners and this, that, and everything else, they are coming up with false things about these mock drafts. Why? Because this is year for drafting, as we've seen me say on many of my other podcasts and my shows. We're going virtual. These kids. One thing that I've been hearing all day yesterday, today, all day, 2 days ago, is a lot of these players can't actually be their personalities can't be, what's the word I'm looking for here? Their personalities cannot be appropriately checked because they're only seeing college film. You don't get proper interviews. And that's what kind of sucks in all these processes. Most of these teams like to spend time with the player before they pick that player. This is one of the reasons why the Bengals are doing their due diligence when it comes to Joe Burrow. This is one of the reasons why Cleveland a couple of years ago did their due diligence in the last week with Baker Mayfield. Everybody is looking for the person that they actually want, okay? And right now, for us to sit here and say, yeah, they're going to choose this guy because of need and this guy because it's the best talent available, we know nothing. And that's one of the reasons why this mock draft here, ladies and gentlemen, today is a little different. As I try to post this mock draft into the show here, I'm going to drop it into the comments in a second. But what we're basically going to talk about is we're going to talk a couple of trades. We're going to go into where everybody stands on certain players, and we're also going to get into kind of a crazy topic when it comes to, is it offensive tackles or is it a quarterback draft? Because it's a little bit of both, if you ask me, and if you ask many other people, it's a little of both. And my apologies here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just getting lost here on how to do this. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to create a post, and let's get that mock draft up here, ladies and gentlemen. Mock draft up. Yep, there we go. Mock draft is now up on my wall, ladies and gentlemen, as of now. For some reason, it wouldn't go in the comments. Not too sure about that, but it is what it is. So, let's get right into it. Bengals are sitting at number 1. All this talk about Joe Burrow. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Joe Burrow is going to the Bengals. I would almost put my house on it at this point. Same as when I said that Gronkowski was the white tiger in the, not Dancing with the Stars, the Masked Singer. And I stood by it. I stood by it. Okay? And I'm still going to stand by it. I'm always going to stand by it. I have to put some money on it. I might do a couple of money picks. We might have a couple of conversations about that. So, pick number 2, Washington is going to take Chase Young. That's also a given. I have mulled this for quite some time. If Miami chose to pick Washington, if Washington really held Miami by the balls, and we are taking a quarterback, I could see them making the trade, but also at the same time, Washington may be making a mistake if they give up that talent. That talent is there, that talent is available, that talent is good to go. So, that being said, I think Washington is going to take Chase Young. I think is going to be absolutely stacked for that division as well. And if the defense can do its job, which I think Chase Young will definitely help, Dwayne Haskins may actually get that starting position and may actually be able to keep it if they give him some time, which it looks like they're going to do. But don't count Miami out just yet, because I got Miami going to number 3 to pick the quarterback of the future in Miami, ladies and gentlemen, Justin Herbert. That's right. Not Tua Tagovailoa. Man, I got to say his name right before I get back onto the swing of things here. My God. I think they're going with Justin Herbert. Reason why. Joe Burrow is the safest quarterback in this draft, no matter what. No matter what. The problem is nobody is going to pry Joe Burrow away from the Bengals. There's only 3 quarterbacks in the next 2 years that are just a talent, no matter what. It's Joe Burrow, it's Trevor Lawrence, and it's Fields. Those are the 3. 2 of them come next year. That's the sad part. So, but I think Miami also does think Herbert can be their quarterback of the future because of the system, because of the weapons that they are now willing to give them. They know that Brady is out. The Patriots have a hole, and they may be able to defeat him. They may be able to make a run with the Bills to the playoffs. This could happen. They can go from worst to first. I do think so. Do I honestly think that they're going to take Tua here? It could be between Tua and Herbert. But for the rest of this draft's sake, I think it's Herbert. It's the safer of the pick. They just get it done. Miami at number 3 makes the trade. In that trade, they're giving up pick number 26 and number 5, obviously, and next year, or and a second round next year, and a third round this year, and a fourth. That's what I think that they're going to have to do. They're not going to be able to just hop up there. They may have to give another first round pick, and that might be next year's first round pick, and I think they're willing to do it if they think Herbert is the person that can put him over the top. Number 4, the Giants are sitting there. I think they go with Wirfs out of Iowa. I've had a few offensive tackles around here. Becton, Gettleman usually likes taking the biggest, baddest motherfucker out of the draft. And to be completely honest with you, I think he could still. But I think the overall talent that Wirfs can bring to protecting Daniel Jones is going to be too hard to give up. I think the Giants are going to make that easy pick. Go number 4. Grab your offensive lineman. Protect Daniel Jones. Especially because you got Chase Young. You're going to have to grab one of those guys. You're just going to have to. And I think that's exactly what the Giants are going to do. I think they're going to grab one of those big bad motherfuckers and they're going to protect their guy. Detroit trading back at number 5 still gets the player they would have taken at number 3. I think we're all overestimating the fact that Detroit is sitting at number 3. Okudah, I do believe that's how we pronounce his name, is a great talent. And he can easily be taken at number 3, but he can also be easily taken at number 5. Okay? Even if you do not get Okudah, there is still many of other talents out there. When you have an offensive tackle, if you really wanted to go that way, your offensive line in Detroit is not bad. Can be improved. If you wanted to go on offensive tackle, I think that's the biggest wild card in the draft, and it could work. You could go Isaiah Simmons. You could go any of the big Detroit, any of the big defensive talents up there very easily. I just don't honestly think that it's out of the realm when you trade Slay to just go after the player that you've really wanted the whole time. But now you're getting picks. And Patricia is going to have to try and keep his job somehow. That's just a given. And if he could still get the player that he wants while still picking up a first round pick, wouldn't you do it? I would. Why not? Give it a try. Number 6, this is where stuff gets right interesting, okay? Chargers, if Tua's there, you would think the Chargers are going to go after Tua? No. They've been saying that they're going to run with Tyrod Taylor. We're still forgetting the quarterbacks and everything like that are available next year, and the free agents that become available next year. So why not prepare that? Why not prepare that team right now for it right now? So I think they go with the biggest, baddest motherfucker out of this draft for offensive lineman, Becton. Becton is gone. Louisville, the biggest guy out of this draft for sure. Gone at number 6. Number 7, Isaiah Simmons from Carolina. Matt Rule is going to grab the best talent that he could possibly find. That is a complete given. Complete given. Okay? I think he's a monster. I personally would like to see the Buccaneers trade up to get this type of a player. For me as a Bucs fan and me as a Bucs reporter now, that's a little teaser for the end of this. I think if you want to get that Super Bowl now and still be set up afterwards to have a great defense and great talent surrounded and basically just keep bringing talent up through the pipelines here. I think the Bucs and the Falcons, Cleveland, I think a bunch of teams could trade up here, but I think Carolina ultimately with the pick is just going to take a mess for the Bucs, for the Saints, for the Falcons. So it is what it is. Arizona is sitting at number 8. A lot of people got CeeDee Lamb here. I debated it. You got your wide receivers. As amazing as it is to have a wide receiver and his quarterback who kind of grew up together in college on the same team, you got to protect that quarterback that you have of the future. It's not about making friends. It's about making money when it comes to the NFL. And a lot of these players would definitely understand that. I got them taking Wills Jr. out of Alabama. And then they got someone to protect Kyler Murray. They finally would have somebody to protect Kyler Murray. That is what they need. And then they could be a team to start watching out for. Not going to lie. Cardinals have been a team that has had talent and proper coaching. Now that coaching has gone to my Bucks. It's no longer here or there. You still got Cliff Kingsbury. That offense could be just as good as Kansas City's, in my opinion. They just need to start getting an offensive line around there. And I think at number 8, when you grab the first, second, or third, this offensive lineman is ranked all the way across. Okay, you can grab him right there. It's too easy to just put him into the system and watch that kid scramble and watch that kid use his precise passing to get to where he's for where these Cardinals are supposed to go. They got a defense and they got the players around the defense. So next big trade I have is Tampa Bay trading up to number 9 with Jacksonville, grabbing Andrew Thomas, the last of the big 4 offensive linemen. Now here's why. I think the Buccaneers are putting on a bit of a front, saying that they might go defense, they might trade the tight end and this, that, and everything else. I think they're just going to give up picks. I think they want to keep their second round this year to try and get a running back, but I think they're going to give up next year's first rounder if they have to, or they're giving up a second rounder this year and a third rounder. It may take a couple other picks, but if Tampa Bay's got to bite the bullet and grab what they need, you're going to have to bite the bullet and just go trade your first. You might even need to throw in a third or fourth. It's just inevitable at this point. And then to round up the top 10, I got Denver also trading in. Now, this is where we're going to start having the run of wide receivers go. If Denver is trading in there, you're going to have Cortland Sutton on one side, who is really fucking good. And then you're going to have the new Jerry Jeudy on the other from Alabama. They trade with Cleveland, first round pick, no matter what. Take it. We got Drew Lock. We give him 2 wide receivers. We give him Melvin Gordon. If he can't do it and this team can't do it in this division, it's always next year. They give up the picks. I think it's a done deal. Denver has said that they're going to try to trade up. Tampa Bay has said that they're going to try and trade up. This is where I think that same article where Atlanta said that they're going to trade up is where Atlanta made it a front. And we'll get to that in a moment. Go 11 to 20 as fast as I can here just to kind of run them out here for everybody. New York Jets stay at number 11, take CeeDee Lamb out of Oklahoma, give Sam Darnold another target. That's pretty much a given as well. Sam Darnold just needs some help. They invested a little bit of money on the offensive line. I could see them going offensive tackle here as well. But with the big 4 being gone, you start picking off the wide receivers as best as you can. The Raiders at number 12 are going to grab Henry Ruggs out of Alabama, the speedster, to give to Derek Carr or Mariota or whoever the hell they decide to use. I've had him there a couple of times. I think that any one of those wide receivers, the big 3, if it's there, is going straight to the Raiders anyway. So 13, San Francisco is going to pick up CJ Henderson, the cornerback out of Florida, and picking him because Jacksonville's sitting there at 14, trading back thinking that they can get the cornerback that they want, is where I think all of this becomes the biggest front that you've seen. I got Jacksonville taking Tua Tagovailoa at number 14. Yes, I think Tua would fall out of the top 10. I don't think anybody would start trading up until at least 16, 17. Starting to hear about all these injury reports with Tua, how many teams are starting to get scared, especially when you have no ideas with some of these rookies and what's going to happen with them going forward. So it makes it really difficult to really give a general idea. But the problem is he is an amazing talent. When I say that there's 3 quarterbacks right now in the next 2 years that are for sure a lock, that's because they have no injuries and they've played amazingly. Tua has injuries, or he would have made that 4. That is hands down across the league. These injuries scare a lot of teams, but when you're Jacksonville and you have Minshew and you have a defense and you can easily go and grab the best offensive weapons next year because everyone's trading up for tackles. If you are that bad, you can trade. You can start picking up some of these players. You can trade Ngakoue. There's so much things that Jacksonville can do. Do I think Doug Marrone is going to be there for long? No. I think a brand new GM is going to come in next year with Tua. Different coach, proper system for Tua, and utilize him. Jacksonville at 14, and with the pick still at 20, gets their quarterback of the future. Number 15 is where Cleveland traded back. They get Brown, the defensive tackle out of Auburn. You got Myles Garrett. You already got a sick defensive line. Grab the best defensive talent out of there. They could easily go for a linebacker here. I don't see it. I also see that being a bit of a front. They go for talent. They grab Brown. The Browns defense becomes literally the scariest thing I've ever seen. Atlanta at 16 knows that they were going to get one of these players anyway, and they get Kinlaw out of South Carolina instead of having to trade up. All they had to do is start seeing where where the Chargers, Carolina, and Arizona started picking, and that's where they knew if they had to trade up or not. So they get the player that they wanted anyway, and thank God Tampa Bay has got an offensive tackle. Thank God New Orleans has already gotten a good offensive line, because Falcons' defensive line could really be scary as well. Dallas at 17. Dallas at 17. I have gone back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth on this player a few times now. Xavier McKinney. You need a safety. You need a corner. You need someone just in the backfield. Why don't you grab the best player that can do both? It just makes sense at this point, ladies and gentlemen. Miami, sitting at number 18, gets an offensive lineman to protect Justin Herbert with the 5th best lineman on the board, and that's Jones out of Houston. He's a senior. It might take him a little bit, but hey, it could work. It could work. Number 19, Vegas Raiders are on the clock again. Why not keep adding to that defensive line? If everybody else is doing it, worked with the Chiefs, it's working with the Broncos, respectively. You also got, the Chargers in there, whose defense is really good. You're going to have to try to keep up there, Raiders. So they go and they grab the next best defensive prospect off the board in Chason from LSU. And then that becomes an interesting little playground and little division there with all these different picks and stuff like that from this draft alone. Number 20, Cleveland. Jacksonville. Sitting there at number 20, picks Cleveland. I think his first name is Vander. Might be wrong. But basically the offensive tackle out of Boise State to protect their new quarterback, Tua Tagovailoa. They may not be able to plug him right away. He might be a year or two down the road, but it could work. Okay? Number 21. Now we're going to go from number 20 to 32, respectively, quick. We got no more trades through here. I think this is where everybody's going to just start picking the best talent. Everybody's going to call, but everybody's going to have a player that they kind of see and who they want and this, that, and everything else. Philadelphia at 21, a lot of people got a wide receiver. I believe in Peter Schrager. I believe in Ian Rappaport here. I think, ladies and gentlemen, this is where they go with Murray from Oklahoma, the linebacker, and fills a need. And you basically got a captain on that defense all over again. So as much as I would see a wide receiver here, it's not necessarily going to happen. Number 22, Minnesota, sitting there, is going to take the wide receiver, I think, that the Philadelphia would have grabbed, and they're going, and they grab Jefferson out of LSU to replace Stephon Diggs. Yeah. Because now everyone's just going to cover Thielen, and you got nobody else on the other side. You might as well go grab a rookie where people are just going to do one-on-one coverage, and if he ends up being amazing, then the defenses are fucked. And the Vikings could actually do something in the playoffs instead of one-and-dunning themselves every single time. Stop cock-teasing me. I want to see you guys actually win it. It would be beautiful. Now, number 23, I've had him here before. I don't think New England's got to move up. I think someone is going to try at number 22 to move up and grab a quarterback to fuck with New England. But I think if no one's picked up Love by this time, and it's been an offensive tackles draft, this is where I think New England gets their quarterback of the future. They could still run Stidham for a year. They could still get an offensive lineman next year. They could still just get the best talent available next year in general. And they could have a quarterback that they could let develop for a bit. Who knows how long Belichick has got in New England, really? Who knows how long it's going to take before Josh McDaniels says, fuck it, I want the reins. And if you give me the quarterback that I want, I can eventually do it. You get rid of Brady and you only give me 7 wins. What else do you think is going to happen? New Orleans at number 24 grabs possibly the best linebacker in this whole entire draft of Patrick Queen out of LSU. A lot of LSU players are going in the first round. And that's going to be scary as well for the NFC South, because the Saints really just need someone to control the defense, like Luke Kuechly did for Carolina. And he could do it. Is he a plug and play right off the bat? I don't know. But he can do a damn good fucking job for the Saints. And he could really put a heel in the Bucs trying to get to the Super Bowl with Tom Brady. That is for sure. Minnesota, also with the 25th pick, is going to get another offensive lineman. This is the 6th offensive lineman I got going in, the 7th offensive lineman I got going in the first round. Why? Because it's a need, and there's so many of them. So they're going to go with Austin Jackson out of USC. He's a big-bodied, 6'6" player. They plug him in there, protect the Kirk Cousins, and hopefully, like I said, get over that hump, because they've been a team that can do it. Number 26. This is where I might get some pushback, but hear me out. If you're Matt Patricia and you only were told you get 1 year to make the playoffs and go, okay? You need to cover the wide receivers that are going to be in your division. It doesn't matter if you're playing the Bears and you have, Okudah, okay? Doesn't matter if you're playing the Packers. The Packers are going to get wide receivers, which I have a couple of picks after this one. It's going to happen. So why don't you grab 2 corners that you can plug on both sides of the field, put the other one in the slot, and cover them all? I got Detroit with the trade back 3, picking up another corner in Diggs from Alabama. Don't at me. Come with it. Follow me on Twitter at Andrew_Faubert. Look for North Sports. Look for the logo on Facebook. It's the same on Twitter, ladies and gentlemen. I would love the follows too. Number 27, Seattle. You're sitting there. You're going to go with the edge rusher, AJ Epinesa, who I've had the Bucs slated to get at number 14 before, out of Iowa. If Jadeveon Clowney doesn't re-sign, even if he does, both of those guys would be amazing. If not, there's your replacement. Don't have either. Sorry, the Jadeveon. Number 28, Baltimore. They're going to go pick up this rising star in defensive tackle Blacklock from TCU. I think because they couldn't get the defensive tackle that went back to the Rams. His name slips by me, so my apologies on that. I think instead they're just going to draft the replacement anyway. So number 29, Kyle Fulton, cornerback out of Clemson, is going to Tennessee. It's filling a gap again. Tennessee is already on a playoff run here, losing to Kansas City before the Super Bowl. They've re-signed the quarterback. They brought everybody back home. So start plugging in players that you just need to help at this point. And I think fucking Fulton will do a fucking great job. Green Bay sitting at number 30. This is where you get Brandon Ayuk out of Arizona State. It's the wide receiver. He's a fast son of a bitch. With Aaron Rodgers for the last couple of years here. Watch out, defenses. Like I said, this could be the reason why Detroit starts picking 2 cornerbacks. This could be the reason why Chicago overpaid for corners. This could be the reason why, Minnesota is going all in this year. It's because if Green Bay gets one, all it takes is legendary talent to get one player, and it becomes legendary talent again that basically ends in Super Bowls. Tom Brady went 18-1. Sorry, Patriot fans, but 18-1 with Randy Moss. He had the best statistical season when they traded for one legendary talent. So don't at me. San Francisco, sitting at number 31, goes with another wide receiver. Why not? You just made it to the Super Bowl. You just traded one of your defensive talents. As much as it would be nice to plug in one of those, you got to trade up to get one of those players to really replace DeForest Buckner. So they go with T. Higgins, the third out of Clemson, ladies and gentlemen, and fills another gap. Kansas City here at number 32, they could trade out. They could have a bunch of teams looking to trade back into the first round to get a quarterback, a running back, that kind of stuff. This one I'm not sold on. But if they decide to keep this pick and no running back is gone, why not go after DeAndre Swift from Georgia and just have the best back off the board on your roster with Patrick Mahomes? I think teams are going to try and trade up and stop that. But who knows? Kansas City may just be ready for another run at this, ladies and gentlemen. So that is it. That has been the Mock Draft 3.0 with major trades. I do have a second rounder. I might even put up a 4.0 right before the draft. Depends on if any quarterbacks or any major trades or signings happen. I will be forced to. But I'm going to do a second rounder here in the next couple of days. Everything's a little tight, obviously, with the COVID. Everybody's trying to get some, what do you call it? Not equipment, but some stuff to keep you alive. So some food and some TP and then buying more TP. And because you can't buy more than 2 things of toilet paper, you got to go to a different store and buy more. No, I'm just kidding. I don't hoard toilet paper. That's bullshit. One big news here, ladies and gentlemen. You ready for it? He's ready? Ladies and gentlemen, I, Andrew Fulbert from North Sports, I've been signed on to join Bucs Report. It is a media outlet for the Buccaneers. I am ecstatic. I am at a loss of words, really. This platform and the people tuning into this, which hasn't really been much. Like I said, this has just been like a little beta test to really get off the ground and to give some of my friends and some people out there a little bit of exposure into some of the sports that they haven't been able to, experience or know about because the way that, this COVID has happened and, they're working and this, that, and everything else. It takes everything and puts it all into this nice little episode for you. And that's what I like to do. So these episodes will be still going on, but I will be joining Bucs Report as a show host, as a guest on Peter Blake. I keep calling him Peter King. Peter Blake's show, which is on also tonight. I will be on, what time is it right now? I will be on in an hour and 20 minutes. This will be my first time on there. So bear with me. I hope you all tune in. I'll make a status. I'm going to share the shit out of that stream in a moment here. I want to thank every single person that's watched this. There's a few of you that I can give major shout outs to every single time on here. Alex L, Jerry, Josh. There's a few of you that I'm going to go through the comments here quick. See, first person. Where's your beard? You look like a woman. Je le qualem I don't fucking know. I don't speak French. It's just my last name. So thank you, Jerry. Murray's too small. You're not wrong, Dalton. He is a very small player, but remember, he was a baseball player as well. So that arm is really what they want. They can deal with the small size, especially when you got Russell Wilson up there doing amazing things in Seattle. McTavish, hey, you're good at this. Well, thank you. Thank you very much, McTavish. That means a lot. And then he says, show me your tits. So very unprofessional, but that's just like McTavish. Whatever. So ladies and gentlemen, I will be on Bucs Report 8:30 Mountain Time, 10:30 Eastern Time, for all my Ontario viewers. It's just so everybody's aware. 8:30 is when I will be on. I will share the stream in a bit. I will be in the comments on that stream. I can see who pops in and stuff like that. If you pop in tonight, I would appreciate it. Thank you guys immensely if you do. If not, hey, that's okay. We're all in this together. North Sports is just really grateful for everybody. Check me out at Bucks Report tonight, ladies and gentlemen, at 8:30 Mountain Time, 10:30 Eastern Time, Pacific. Pacific Time would be 7:30. So thank you again, everybody. And remember to share this video and all the other videos for your chance to win the card batch that we have. We're going to continue that giveaway. We just don't want to put it on the show right now, only because with the pandemic going, there's better things that we can do. So remember to drop in the comment section what we can do as a giveaway to add to the cards that can kind of help with everything that's going on, but still keep it around the sports. You know, we want to be able to help, but we want to still keep it around the topic and sorry, I'm so nervous for tonight. I'm already screwing up my own show. Just keep it around sports so that we can, you know, they know exactly where it came from, I guess you would say. Thank you again, everybody. Check out the mock draft. Check out the previous mock drafts. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Rate this. You know what it is. Thank you again. See you tonight. Love you all. And enjoy North Sports.